Thank you, Paris. The MGM Springfield received an early Christmas gift from the Massachusetts Gaming Commission as their application to set up in-person sports betting has been approved.
Western Mass News reporter Glenn Kittle joining us live here in studio with those details. Glenn.
Chris, Mary, MGM Springfield's Category 1 license has officially been approved, meaning they're the second casino in the Bay State to offer in-person sports betting. After 2 meetings lasting a total of 12 hours, MGM Springfield has obtained its Category 1 license to establish in-person sports betting in Springfield. Massachusetts Gaming Commissioners offered their congratulations.
I vote yes. 5-0. Congratulations to MGM Springfield, and thank you for your application, your interest, and your responsiveness today and December 7th.
The Gaming Commission's approval comes after a meeting on December 7th, which commissioners said MGM Springfield submitted an incomplete application. Representatives of MGM then had to submit an amended application with their most up-to-date information.
More specifically, we've updated the application based on the Commission's input. At the previous hearing, we've incorporated some of the public presentation into the application from that date as well.
In-person sports betting in Springfield could start as early as January. Online betting through MGM's application BetMGM must gain approval for its Category 3 license before the app can launch in Springfield. If approved, an online sportsbook could be available by March 2023. However, President and CEO of MGM Springfield, Chris Kelly, says they're looking forward to the near future welcoming sports bettors in the halls of MGM Springfield.
This is a very important step forward for our entire team at MGM Springfield. And so we thank you, and we appreciate the thoughtful and deliberate approach that the Commission has taken. And I have to say, we are extraordinarily excited about, in the not too distant future, transitioning an extraordinary sports lounge into a sports book.
Now the Gaming Commission will vote on the Category 3 license for the mobile app BetMGM, which is tied to the MGM Springfield having its sportsbook approved first. I'll have more details on the mobile application coming up at 6. Reporting live in the studio, Glenn Kittle, Western Mass News.
Glenn.